Tay.
Here. Yo, check it out. Welcome to the Buck With Me show. And the special guest today, man, is a big homie of mine. We're going to take it back to UT days. That's how it's going on. Welcome, NZ.
Yo, nice
Listen, it's not just NZ.
Yeah.
Some of you guys know NZ from UT. You know him from Bello. You've seen him in some of the hottest clubs here in Tampa Bay. He's also the artist. He's a consultant. He's ran his own spot, which is Bello. And to think about that, we're going to talk about all of that.
Let's do it.
You know what I'm saying? First, when you tell people where you're from, do you tell people that you're from Tampa or New York?
So, like, I'm always going to be New York, to be honest with you. Like, I feel like when you say you're from somewhere, it's where you experience a lot of your first, and all of my first came from New York. So I came out here when I was an adult at 18. So if someone asks me where I'm from, it's always going to be New York.
Gotcha. But you've been living here, what, over 20 years? Right at 20 years?
Just about 20, 18, 20. Nah. I'm not that old, y'all. Whoa. I have to do the math, man. Hold up there. A little over a decade, bro. What you talking about right now? But yeah, I mean, Tampa's still home. Like, I still, if someone asks me, you know, I still rep Tampa as well. So
no doubt. I know you're in the scenes and you keep up with a lot of stuff, what's going on. But last night, well, actually a couple nights ago, this chick named Ingrid Andress, I think that pronounced her name correctly. Okay. She's a country artist, 4-time nominated Grammy young lady.
Okay.
She did the
Grammys,
the anthem for the Home Run Derby. You like to hear it?
okay.
Hold on.
Excuse me.
Like I said, we're going to tap into a lot of stuff. As an artist,
Okay.
what would you rate that from 1 to 10?
Respectfully, to whoever that woman is, does she not like America? I don't I don't know how to rate that, but I don't know if they vetted that one properly, or then she might have been having a bad day. I'm not really too keen on that, but yeah, that wouldn't have been my first choice.
Oh my God! Now
for America's sport,
and we're talking about the Home Run Derby,
right?
On top of that,
yeah,
not the game itself, not the All-Star.
We're not talking about practice. We're not talking about practice. We're talking about.
The reason I'm even asking you this because I know how you can relate to this being an artist and a manager at work. She claimed that she was drinking a lot. She got drunk, and as of now, she has checked herself into rehab.
So she admitted that?
Yes.
Okay.
And she's going to rehab now. Now, this one thing. Normally, when you get the edge off, you have a couple of shots or a drink.
I'm in the studio every so often, and when I go in, I'll usually have some tequila, maybe a little cognac, maybe a little brown, whatever the case may be, to kind of take the edge off. But I'm not going in there sauced, where like I can't gauge what's going on in life. But also, like, where's her team? Where's her friends?
That part.
I mean, I feel like somebody should be like, hey, I think that's enough right now. Like, no, they just said, go ahead. Here's the mic, girl. Sing your heart out.
Hey, Ingrid, you want another shot? We got you. Boom. You know that's shot number 5 right now. You got that. Boom, like. And this is the point where think about this. You completely right. Her team.
Right.
As she's walking into the field, her team got to be like, oh, this is about to get stupid.
Right. Like, I don't know, man. And you could tell from the crowd's reaction at that point that it just wasn't where it should have been for America.
And this is on the internet. This is on the net. So this is forever.
Viral.
And it did.
In the words of Fabio, viral.
Anyways, man, Enzi, thank you for coming to the show, bro.
Let's go.
Oh man, it's so many questions that I don't want to ask you. So what I want to do right now is do a little background with you. Okay. You know, people know you from New York. What part of New York you from?
Born in Queens, raised in Brooklyn. Went to high school in Long Island. So, I mean, when I say I'm from New York, like, I'm really from every part of New York.
Right.
So, yeah.
What artists are you claiming is the best in New York when we say New York rappers?
Right now or in general?
In general.
Okay, Jay is always going to be the GOAT when it comes to that.
No B.I.G., no...
So, here's the thing. Biggie is always solidified in the Mount Rushmore of rappers. But I'm also someone that was born in the 90s, and just from what I know on a discography standpoint,
right.
on the amount of music that I was able to listen to from an artist and relate to and grow with,
right,
it would be Jay.
Right.
And then after that, Nas, and then so on from there. So
Got you. What was the hard part for you moving here to the South when it comes to Southern music, Southern rap artists? Because you guys from New York, y'all stand y'all 2 feet when it comes to the rap game.
So, for me, it was lyrics.
Right.
Like, I grew up on lyrics and metaphors and similes and like being witty with words. And when I came down here, the music was a little different. It's more about the feeling and the bop and the dance and the lingo and stuff like that. So it was just a completely different style of music. And can I curse?
Yeah.
All right. So I've never heard the term fuckboy till I came to Tampa. Like, I was walking around and someone said, "Oh, you a fuckboy?" And I said, "I'm a what?" Like, ready, like, oh no, that just means but I'm still not that either. But like, but there's certain terminologies I was just like, all right. But I mean, I guess that just kind of goes over time because the terminologies are getting wilder and wilder anyway. So,
well, even to say the word fuckboy, like, fuckboy has a few meanings to it. Right. As in, you a fuckboy, like, you like to fuck over bitches. Right. Fuckboy as in, oh no, you a fuckboy. It's the tone of the voice. Right.
It's like you can have 5 different words of saying, nigga. So like, right? I just said 3 different things to you. You understood every single one of them. So yes, like the general, like, I get it. It's all about tone and the contents of the sentence.
What made you move to Tampa?
So I'd never been to Tampa prior to coming out here. Never stepped foot in the city. If you asked me where it was on the map prior to coming here, I'm not gonna lie to you, I wouldn't have been able to point it out. They were recruiting real heavy in New York, and UT gave me the highest scholarship for not playing a sport. Every other college that I applied to, I had like an academic but sports scholarship. So I had to play some sport. I had to run track or play basketball. So I got accepted to St. John's, VCU, Rutgers, and UT gave me a Dean scholarship. And they were like, "Yeah, you don't got to play sports here." I said, "I don't got to play sports? Deans? Saw palm trees and beaches?" I said, "Sign me up. I don't got to shovel snow another day of my life. Let's go."
It's so funny. Every time I talk to somebody from New York, y'all always mention the word snow. Shoveling snow. I'm getting away from that. I'm done. Winter seasons, I'm done.
Nah. Don't want it. Don't need it. Don't want to drive through it. Nope.
So what would be some of the highlight moments that has happened to you since you've been here in Tampa? Wow. If you had to choose, I'm going to say 3.
3 highlight moments since being in Tampa. Right. Damn. All right, we'll start from like beginning, middle, and more present day.
Okay, run it.
I'll give you 3. So first, I opened up for Lupe Fiasco when I was 21. That's when like Lupe was kick pushing. Yep. I did the draft song for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That was a big deal. Because it was, I didn't like apply for it. It was just something that was asked of me just because they knew me on the music tip and they wanted that. 3rd would be Bello.
Wow.
So if I had to kind of jump from early to now, those are the 3.
Man, so Chris, all right, so which one do you identify with the most? The hospitality restaurant side or the music side? So if anybody say Enzy, you think they're going to register Bello restaurant or the artist?
They're always going to go, in my opinion, more hospitality than music.
Okay.
And that's a detriment to me, whether that be good or bad. I feel like I give more of my energy and my time on the hospitality tip than I do on the music tip. But that's not to say that my pen game is crazy, and please don't ever get that twisted. Like, I help artists write. Like, there's other things that I do on the music side that I just don't talk about, don't post about, because it's not really, I don't do it on that aspect for it. I do it more on like, hey, you gonna cut me this check?
Right.
All right, bet. Let's keep it rolling.
Okay. So we can say you're a ghostwriter.
You can say that. Absolutely.
For a Tampa artist.
Not a Tampa artist. No, I actually never ghostwrite for any Tampa artists, like artists, like people that are in the industry that drop music that some people sing and things like that. I've helped write for.
Really?
Yeah.
How did those situations come about?
Honestly, it's networking. Like, I will be around certain individuals and they'll be like, hey, I like your sound, I like this, and I'm like, oh yeah, right. And they'll be like, hey, let me hear something. And I'll show them something I have, and they're like, hey, I have an artist that would sound really good doing this. Like, would you? Yeah, for sure. And then we talk numbers and let that be that. And it's not to say that they'll use the whole song. They might use a chorus. They might use this part from the first verse, this part from the second verse, but they're using the song. So.
And you still getting the check.
Yeah, man. Got the check from them. That's all that matters.
Let it be known. It's getting paycheck after paychecks after paychecks. Man, you know, another thing that I left out when I was, dropping things about you, you're also a gentleman, bro. So I have to give you props on that.
Thank you, man.
I don't think a lot of people know that part of you. Like, are you single at this present moment or dating anybody? Or is that something we can talk about?
We could talk about. I'm talking to somebody right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm busy.
All right. So the podcast basically is about like get to know who you are, talk about current events, bad singing at the anthems and whatnot, but also hospitality and nightlife. And you are definitely cut from both of those situations. I'm gonna come back to the gentleman situation in a little bit.
Okay.
So what got you into the nightlife?
Wow. Honestly, what got me into the nightlife started in college. Like, the way my schedules were set up, and I've had a job ever since I was 16, 15 really, but I've always worked. Like, even when I came to Tampa, one of the first things I did after I checked into my dorm room is I went to the job that I transferred from New York to make sure that they had me on the schedule. So, like, working is always a thing. I'm West Indian. Like, that's just what we do. We just work.
Right.
With that schedule that I had, like, I was doing things during the day with, like, at one point in time I worked for True Religion. I did sales. I did different things during the day, and it just wasn't really working with my school schedule. So,
do you still work True Religion?
Nah. I worked at True when True was like
True.
Right. Titty boy. Like, I had people walking in there for real. Like, Plaza was like, oh, what up? It was that spot. Now True is it's just yeah.
It ain't that true. It's like true.
Right. Yeah. There's less use. There's less use to it now.
Oh my God. So I'm trying to remember when I first met you, bro. Like,
oh man.
I want to say Soho, but I also want to say Kennedy.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say in that time frame.
Yeah, I think they kind of go hand in hand because at the time I was spending a lot of time in Soho, but then I also frequented the Kennedy very much so, and then I ended up working there, and then you were always there, and we just clicked right away. Like, all it took was a shot, and the rest was history at that point.
And the crazy part, even till this day, we still do shots every time we see each other.
Oh yeah,
it's like, yo, shot, sure, fuck it, run it.
Right. I don't even think the how you been or how you doing comes out. It's more like, hey, what's going on, shot? And then we get into
literally, that's what it is. That's the funny part. Like, hey, exactly. That is so funny. Oh my God. What was your favorite club coming up in that era? I think that was in like the early 2000s, I think.
Yeah, like the 2008 to 2011 type time.
You got to think we had, like you said, Kennedy, Dream,
the V.
Oh shit! Yes.
Right. There was if you went over the bridge, it was View 19.
Yep. There was a lot of couple situations. Sweet 16.
Sweet 16. Banana Joe's.
Yep. Oh, goddamn.
Let's talk about it. I mean, shit. I mean, we had spots, bro.
Oh, man.
Prana, of course.
I'm always a staple. Come on. Club Sky, when it was actually good back then. Not now.
I'm just saying, there ain't no much going on over there right now.
Now, us naming the clubs now, like, we don't even have that.
You see what we just did? We named a dozen, like.
Literally. And still left out a few. Full Moon Saloon. Like, Jesus. So what was your favorite club back then?
Kennedy, for sure, was definitely one of my favorites. Drink.
I forgot about Asia, my bad.
Asia was good. Asia was a vibe. Asia was kind of like that. Like, you want to step out and dress up and kind of bring something nice out. Like, that's where you went.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, because it was like grown and sexy. Drink had the in-between because it depended on the night that you went there.
Of course. Oh, yeah. And it's funny, all those clubs had a certain night.
Oh, yeah. You knew when you went, if you wanted a Latin vibe, you knew what night to go where. If you wanted hip-hop, all right, this was going to be. You wanted the top 40 and the mixies, all right. This is what we going to do. Like, but it was like that 7 days a week.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have that now.
No. So, what was your favorite club, real quick? You said Kennedy. I'm assuming that's the one.
I'm gonna say Kennedy just because of the amount of time that I spent there. We'll go with the Kennedy.
Okay. And with that being said, you literally said we had a night to go somewhere with all those clubs, and now we only have no nights.
No.
Like Monday through Sunday, there was somewhere to go.
Right.
Now it's just like.
Yeah. Where do you go on a Monday?
Where you going on Tuesday?
Wednesday. Nothing. If you're stepping out, it's usually that maybe Thursday to Saturday. Barely anything on Sunday these days now.
Yeah.
So.
That's sad that and there's more people in the city now than it was back then. More
money, more people, more opportunities, more everything.
So why is that so, in your opinion? Keep it going.
I'm plain and simple. Tampa doesn't want it. Tampa doesn't want it. I feel like Tampa doesn't really support the nightlife industry when it comes to that. I think they're very. I think Tampa's become more of a foodie spot, which is great. More of the picturesque daytime things to do. Right. But as far as the nightlife, I just don't feel like the city wants it, or where it would be very popular to have certain spots, certain residents that are around don't even support that. So, I mean, it's kind of a lose-lose situation for anyone that's trying to do something like that.
All right. We were just talking off the mic about Love Child. And for some of you guys, if you know what Love Child is, you know what Love Child is. It's in Soho. What was Love Child before then?
The Lodge.
The Lodge. Man, yeah, we got to give a clap for that one.
Good old Lodge.
Listen, when I say, and I'm speaking for myself, and I know you got your own story.
Do I?
Anybody who went to the Lodge on a fucking Sunday, blacked out.
Oh, yeah. What?
You're blacked out. You don't remember how you get home. Not condoning drinking and driving and blacking out. No. But when you party like we party and you do now, it happens. Make sure you just get over.
Right. Vibe responsibly.
But man, I remember. So I hate to even say this on all my episodes, but you know, Cowboys fan, New York,
Giants.
You know what time it is.
Oh, you're not gonna say it? You just said New York.
Yeah.
like we don't got more than one team.
Well, yeah, I'm just not gonna say that G word.
Okay.
You know,
okay.
If I say the G word, I'm gonna say Gaten.
Cool.
But you know.
That's what we're doing. All right. Bet.
You know, I got pictures of, you know, you fit in my fit. But I mean, like man, the Lodge was a moment in Tampa.
Yeah. On
Sundays. Fridays and Saturdays was cool to go to too, but like it was something about the Lodge on Sundays. And we'll never have that again. So being that it's Love Child now, if a lot of you guys don't know this, it's closing.
Damn. Well.
Like a lot of staples here in the Bay Area is closing right now, and it's crazy that like it's just crazy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So being in the hospitality, like you said, people are not supporting it. How can we even get people to support this lifestyle?
I think it just goes hand in hand with not just the business itself, but also the promoters. I feel like we don't really have a lot of promoters in the city like we used to as well.
Right.
The ones that we do have right now are still running strong and doing great, but they can only do so much, and they can only be at one place at one time.
Right.
So, like, with that being said, especially if you don't have the venues for them to even be able to bring something to you, at what point is a spot really going to win? You know?
I'm gonna throw something else at you that I think you can actually speak on, that I've spoke about with a few people, just like as gatherings when we get together. When you came down here, promoters, we actually had the black promoters and the white promoters.
Right.
I feel now we don't have any white promoters anymore like we used to. It's not as diverse as it used to be.
Okay. Yeah, I could agree with you on that.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Where's the white promoters at? I only know one right now that's at Lit, and it's a college crowd. And I think that's where you came from. Was from that whole
college crowd,
that college crowd era of promoters, black or white.
Right, and they're killing it, by the way. Well, I don't know them, but I see the line. They doing something,
and they stand solid with it.
Right.
What is so, man? I want you guys to understand. He's a consultant on top of running his own restaurant, which is Bello.
Right.
We'll tap into that right now. How did that come about?
Which part? The consultant part or the Bello part?
The Bello part.
Okay, so COVID happened. There were circumstances that involved a lot of these buildings that were downtown to become available. I happened to know the owner of the lease that was still going. We sat down, we had a business plan. I presented to them, and they saw my vision. They trusted me to execute and do what I wanted to do with the venue, and the keys were mine. At that point, I basically, when everyone was kind of locked in during COVID,
right,
I spent my COVID getting Bello open, and like towards that, we opened in like October, November. Towards the end of COVID,
right,
that's when I opened up, and that was a challenge in itself. But like, I just believed I was able to do it, and I mean, it served its purpose.
It did. I mean, like, it hasn't been that long ago since you closed the doors.
Right. Less than a year.
You know, people still mention it. I mean, I just had a conversation about Bello not too long ago.
Right.
But, you know, you did have a struggle with it. And I know you learned from it.
Facts.
Why did it close? Because I know when it closed, a lot of people was like, well, what happened? And did it is. And, you know, everybody got their reason. And what? It's just funny. Anything that happens in Tampa, everybody think they know what the fuck they're talking about until you talk to the source. And right now, we're talking to the source.
Okay.
Why did Bello close?
So the main reason Bello closed was lease. So the lease was coming toward an end. During the 3-4 months prior to it ending, we did our due diligence. We had everything lined up, guarantors on deck, ready to go. Building and management was all with it. Goldman Sachs came in and they bought the building. Management was changing, and they kind of changed the terms. And was like, hey, you need to do more. And at this point, me and the partners were looking at each other and were like, more what? And what they were asking for wasn't realistic for us. So we had to make a decision to either fold and give them what they wanted, or just say, listen, we'll just cut our loss here and possibly try this again some other time. And the email was sent on a Tuesday. Our lease was up at the end of the month. So the best thing for me to do in order to get everything done at that point in time was to kind of just ride out the week. Right. And kind of let everybody know what the deal was.
There it is. I mean, like, I said the rumors out there, boy. I heard, the place is racist. Yeah. You know, you heard that, you know, there was violence going on that corner that had happened.
No, he was all good on that part.
You know what I'm saying? I did hear the lease was up, but you know how that gets.
Right.
But I'm glad that you actually cleared the air with that right now.
And the previous management wanted us to be there. Like when we kind of said that we weren't going to extend, they were confused. They're like, "Wait, what happened?" Because they didn't even know what was going on from their bosses.
Right.
So the building management at the time was just the middleman as far as the lease and stuff went to us. So they saw my post on social media and they was like, "Yo, gee, what happened?" So we're not. Yeah. And I was like, "Oh, you don't know? Might want to send that email there, bro."
So, have you ever called any of your employees fucking in Bello?
Have I ever caught my employees fucking Bello? Nah. Nah, I haven't.
Did you have a problem with any of your employees dating each other?
Yes, absolutely. Oh my God.
Why is that?
What? All right. So here's the thing. When it comes to hospitality, and it's understandable, let's talk about it. You spend a lot of time with the people that are around you. Mm-hmm. So do relationships get formed, or friendships, or a family, whatever the case may be? Like there's so many different things that happen, relationships that are formed when it comes to that. Where it goes sour is when you're in hospitality. When you're in hospitality, you deal with a lot of personalities. There are people that are flirting with you, especially if you're a bartender or a server. It might be misconstrued, taken the wrong way, or you might not like it. It's not for the faint of heart. It's not for everybody. Once that ends, then the relationship is sour. But guess what? You're still seeing that same person every day. You can't escape them. So at that point, it's what's gonna happen. Either you gonna go, or they're gonna go. Y'all both can go. But I ain't dealing with it. That's how my conversations went.
Yo, so you had to let somebody go and pass.
That, or just not hire someone that would come in. That somebody that used to come there frequently, that dated one of my employees, and it went sour. And then they were a good worker, and they were like, "Hey, like, can I?" Because they worked in the area. Hey, can I come get a job? Nah, bro. I know you're a great worker, but this person, they're not fucking with you, dog. So let's be real about it. Like, can't bring you on.
Oh man!
And that went for guys and girls. Sometimes there was a girl that dated another girl, and it was the same scenario. Like, and I just had to be like, sorry. Yeah.
It's crazy the amount of drama you've seen at Bello, and not just in Bello, just even out and about.
Yeah. Hospitality in general.
Yeah, because everybody dates somebody from another bar, another restaurant, however, and we all hang out together. We all have mutual friends.
Right.
And when shit pop off, you be like, oh, damn, they really doing this right now?
And it wasn't just Bello for me, because I don't know if you noticed, but consultant-wise, like I helped open up Haiku. I helped open up Eden. Like when it came to Haiku, I trained the original staff. I helped make their cocktails. I did all that.
Hold up. Because that water went down the road pipe. I apologize. Jesus.
Keep sipping your tea, dog.
Yeah.
Tequila.
I apologize for that one. God damn. The funny part, I felt it. I'm like, oh, here we go. Don't try to. No, I apologize. So, yeah, you did the consulting with Haiku, and who else again?
Eden.
Okay.
Mama Wana. Like, there's a couple of spots that I was really involved with, like, as far as getting open, getting staff, getting things going, paperwork, all that stuff. So, like, when I say I'm busy, like, I'm busy.
What's the biggest tip that somebody has walked out at any of those spots that you know of, or while you've been working bartending or something like that?
The biggest tip that somebody left?
Yeah. Well, walked out on.
Oh, walked out on, like a tab-wise.
Yeah, tab-wise, yeah.
Oh. I can't speak on the other locations on tabs because that wasn't discussed with me. As far as Bello goes, I want to say maybe the biggest tab that somebody walked out on was probably like $350, $400. Nothing crazy.
It's Tampa.
But still.
You left, like, you walked out.
And when I say they walked out, I meant like casually. It wasn't like it was a almost to the point like, nah, that didn't happen. They went to the car. They coming back, right?
What's the biggest tip you ever gotten?
Me personally?
Yeah.
Biggest tip I ever got personally would probably be, and this was in my bartending days, $1,000, $1,200. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. Okay. Shit, make me want to bartend a little bit.
Listen. It's there.
Do you think that industry, do you think anybody can age out when it comes to bartending or just being a waiter or waitress?
It's funny, like I used to think that until I traveled. When you really start traveling and going to certain places, like you see, for instance, let's just talk Vegas for a second. a lot of these bartenders out in Vegas are vets. Like, they're not hiring a lot of young people when it comes to bartending. When it comes to the bottle girls and VIP hosts and things like that, yeah, they're more of the younger crowd. But when it comes to like the bartenders, stuff like that, a lot of them are older people.
That makes sense. I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the volume is high, so they need somebody to be able to like move quickly.
And sometimes I look at them like, damn, you're not tired of this? But then I think about it, I'm like, you probably leaving here with, I mean, it's Vegas, so you're probably leaving here with $1,000 a night, like 3 nights a week, living your life. I don't blame you. There's not a lot of jobs you can do that.
Yeah, with that being said, Joe, I promise I'm going to try my best to come see your ass.
Shout out to Joe.
What up, Joe? Like, listen.
Jet life.
Yo, the big homie. I tell you what, I am blessed to know certain people, and Enzi and Joe is one of them.
Yeah.
Just like I say, Joe runs Vegas right now. He's the man.
Bruh.
And I have not used this guy already experienced a couple of times. I haven't done it yet, so I gotta just make that happen just for a weekend.
You with Tal Hospitality Group, that you get the job done, bro.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
And
not gonna lie.
Woo! Jet life. Love you, boy. So we can get away from Bello real quick, but I got this one more question.
Shoot.
Do you believe the shooting situation happened in front of Bello? Mm-hmm. Not in front of, but right there in the cut, affected a lot of the things that's happening around that block?
Absolutely. When you say affected the things that happen on the block, I don't feel like it affected the things that happened on the block, but it affected Bello as a business. I feel like it, for X amount of time, because like I had to come back from that, as crazy as it sounds, because we'll backtrack and go to New York. In a city like, I hate to say this because I don't know disrespect to anyone, but like things like that happen often when it comes to shootings and stuff like that. But a shooting that happens in Soho is a lot different than a shooting that happens in front of a black business.
Right.
That's just what it is. Like a shooting can happen in Soho and you can go to Soho next weekend and it's still just as packed. Same places. When something happens in front of a business that's not over there, or anything black owned or black affiliated, the view of it changes, and people tend to be more wary of whether it's okay to go there, and is it safe, and is it this, and is it that, when it's a situation that was out of anyone's control, unfortunately. Right. We just faced the repercussions. And I think part of the reason why I faced the repercussions is because when it happened, I stopped business for a couple of days, just out of respect for the situation, because I knew that person.
Right.
So I'm not the type of person where something like that could happen, you just go back to business the next day, yeah, business as usual, it's all good. Nah, those were real families, real feelings, real emotions. Give it some time, and then we can continue. But I just did that out of respect, and I think by doing that, it almost seemed like I assumed the responsibility for it, and that wasn't the case. That was just me being a human being.
Right.
And I think that sometimes got lost.
Oh, it did.
Yeah.
It definitely did.
But obviously, I mean, that went over time. Bello ended up back on top, and it was all well and good. But yeah, that was a dark moment for a while.
What would be your ups and downs as a black owner, black consultant in the hospitality industry? What would be the ups and downs?
The biggest up and down for it would be perception. I think sometimes people, as a black man, you have to be able to be a chameleon. Right. You can't walk in every room talking the same way, standing the same way, dressing the same way. You have to go into every room for the occasion. That doesn't mean that I'm not always going to be myself, because that's always going to be the case. But I need to make whoever I'm dealing with, especially if they aren't where I'm from or who I am, my skin complexion or anything, feel comfortable.
Gotcha.
And not only that, not only feel comfortable, but also respect me off perception. Because I know once I open my mouth, you're going to know what it is. But sometimes people are quick to kind of come up to a conclusion or make their own assumption before even getting to know you, and then that's where the disconnect happens. So that's kind of the biggest ups and downs. I mean, the gift of gab is always going to save you when it comes to consulting, because you need to know what you're talking about. Once you prove to whoever you're dealing with, like, yo, this is what it is, this is what it is, this is your cost of goods, this is what your sales are, this is how much this costs. Like, then they're like, oh, whoa, okay, cool, we see you.
Gotcha.
So that's the biggest thing when it comes to consulting, or just being an owner in general, like perception.
You know, you have clients that you have consulted. Has there ever been a moment with a client you'd be like, this motherfucker? And the way you run on your chair, I'm assuming you got one or two. Yeah. And if you want to name drop, that is completely on your head. And this is not to put nobody on blast, but at the end of the day, these are also true experiences that you have dealt with, and it's kind of messed up that either, I don't know what it is, what you about to tell us, either you got mistreated or you wasn't paid correctly or somebody didn't fulfill the agreement.
All right, I don't take anything as an L. I think every L is a lesson. So when it comes to that type of situation, is it their fault? Maybe, but I have to also take responsibility for it, because that's why contracts are put in place. Contracts are put in place.
Right.
So you can cover your ass when it comes to certain things. As a consultant, there's a lot of times where like people promise you certain things, and you fulfill those things, and then the ball gets dropped, and they're like, all right, cool, thank you, catch you later, we're good. Either that or they kind of give you the we can't afford you.
I hate
and then
that
it's
shit.
like, but you knew what it was. What do you mean? like what do you mean?
How does that change? Like, we'd agreed upon
You know, but at the end of the day, you take it on the chin, you keep it pushing, and like that kind of goes for anyone, honestly. That anyone that gets into business that wants to work for themselves or work with other people, like, just make sure you're covered, make sure you're protected, make sure like you have things in place, because you want to, at any situation, you want to be able to have control over it. You don't want to wake up one day and then not know what's the next step.
So could we say get a contract on everything that you do?
Yeah. You got an LLC, get a contract on everything. Facts.
That makes sense to me. Have you ever fucked anybody, like your employees?
Have I ever fucked an employee?
Hey, I'm crossing my legs, y'all.
Nah.
Come on, dog.
I actually haven't. Coworker for sure. Coworker? Yeah. Employee? Nah. That gets messy, dog.
It does get messy.
It gets messy.
Okay.
And
he answered that correctly.
I've seen from experience how messy it gets. So I want no parts of that. Now, if you weren't my employee, cool. So if you happen to say I'm moving and you quit and I'm not signing checks, that's a different story. But nah, anyone that works for me, I never did.
Okay. Co-worker, I mean, shit, I've done it. Shit. You know, Kenzie, whatever. It is what it is.
Yo, he hit a Chris Brown moment.
Keep it rolling.
Karochi.
Oh my God. As you know, the nightlife, so I'm gonna ask you something. When you go into a restaurant,
right?
And I frequently, I'm gonna ask this question when I have people in here with me on the show. What is your wait time before you leave that restaurant? Is it like you walk in and put you in a hypothetical situation?
Okay.
You walk in, you sit down, you don't see a waiter for about maybe 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. Are you walking out? Yes or no?
No.
If you walk into a restaurant, you sit down, waiter comes, brings you water, don't ask you what you want to eat, or they don't come back to your table for about 15 minutes, you in or you out?
I'm still there. Here's the reason why. I work in hospitality, so like I know that certain things can happen and shit can go awry, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to ruin my complete experience because of it. I will ask for the manager. I will say it will affect your tip. Let's be real about that.
Of course.
I will ask for another server. Like, there's other things that I'll do before, like, you gotta treat me like shit for me to walk out.
Really?
For me, for real.
Oh, that's crazy.
Because I'm not that, I just think because I've worked in so many different styles of restaurants and different atmospheres, like, it's not it doesn't happen often for me to get so pissed off to the point where I'm ready to leave right away. Now, if it's like, if I'm celebrating something, if I'm with somebody and it's like an occasion and I'm like pressed for time, or like I'm trying to, let's say I have a date.
Okay.
And I'm trying to show this girl a great time. And this person is ruining the experience that I'm trying to have with this lady. Like, I'm trying to show you I'm the man in this city. What you? And the dude is not playing his part. And I'm like, you see me, right? At that point, be like, yo, actually, this place ain't really it. I got another spot though around.
Right, of course.
At that point, then yeah. But for me, just kind of being a regular patron, like I try to give grace until grace isn't deserved.
Okay. Interesting to hear that concept. I mean, there's been times that I've been at a restaurant and I'm like, and then the service, I'm like, I'm out. Like,
There's no hesitation. You're just not with the shits.
Done, bro. Done. But that's another story another day. We'll definitely chop that up again.
Bartenders, that's a different story for me. I sit at a bar and I'm not getting service. Now we talking. I'm out.
Really?
Because that's different. I'm right here in front of your face. What you mean you not going to come to me for 10 minutes? Checking your parlay in the corner. Stop playing with me.
Text message or whatever. That's the crazy one. Because you're right. The restaurant and nightlife is definitely two different vibes.
Right.
From the jump. And the situation that you get thrown into is just like, you're a bartender. You're literally...
That's it. Our interaction takes you a minute and a half, 2 minutes tops. And then you can go about your life. Just make sure that's it.
Oh, man.
That's different for me.
All right, so I'm going to ask you just one question, then I'm going to go to your music side of you. If anybody trying to become a bartender, what would be the one thing that you would give that person advice? Like, what would be that key thing that you want them to be strong at? Good service, or being quick, or just being hospitality?
Okay. Hospitality, above all. Because you might not be the best person at making drinks. You may not be the quickest. But if we engage, if I feel like, if I fuck with you, regardless of what you got going on, I'm always going to come and support you time and time again because you've made my experience great. Cool, you're not good at making drinks? Give me a shot, baby. You can't fuck it up. Like, you know who you are when you see me on what's that? Tequila, Repo. That's when you know.
Oh, my God. So, listen, we're talking to Enzi. Welcome to the Buck With Me show. The thing that you guys don't know about this man right here, he had a song that was played on Wild 94.1. So, you know who Tyler is. She did the song Water. He did his own remix. It was fire.
Thank you.
Real talk. And that's not the only song that he's done fire tracks to. I've on your Instagram, I noticed when artists do challenges, you're quick to do a couple of them.
Just a reminder if you want to know what the pen look like.
Hey, the pen game is strong, my boy.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about putting out an EP or a mixtape of your own?
So I'm working on an EP right now. It's called Rose.
Okay.
Real One Still Exists. The reason.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, hold up. Oh.
You like that?
Because you threw it out there. It was a slow delay, and I was like, oh. Say that again. It's called Rose.
It's called Rose, and it's an acronym for Real One Still Exists. Because I feel like that kind of gets misconstrued in a lot of music these days, where like people are kind of faking the funk.
Right.
And it's just gonna be open and honest. I like writing about situations and like creating scenarios and like telling stories. So it may be something I went through, maybe something that one of my boys went through and told me about, maybe something that I hear in passing, but like I can create scenarios about that and make a cool visual. And I think I'm gonna put maybe 3 to 4 videos to go with that EP as well. Okay.
The music that you're dropping right now, are you more of a Drake type of artist or you a Boss Man Tilo type of artist? You for the ladies or you for the nickels?
All right. I'll have to go with the Drake scenario.
All right.
But I mean, if I have to kind of be a little bit more specific, I guess you can say more of the Tory.
Okay. Ooh.
Like in a sense where like I can cater to the ladies, but I can also spit something that a nigga looks play in his car and be like, oh yeah, I did that, or like something that where everyone can relate to at some point in time.
Gotcha.
and obviously like it might be a little bit of singing, maybe a little bit of rapping, maybe some melodic rapping.
Right.
But like you're gonna vibe with it.
When can we expect the EP?
Oh, it's gonna come out before the end of the year.
Okay.
Yeah, currently working on it right now.
All right, don't have me like put this on the socials and be like, you said before the end of the year, motherfucker, it's December the 28th.
You're right. And I hate dates but that's a more than enough of a time frame for me to be like, yeah, I can put this out, no problem. I also have some tracks from my old EP that I just kind of did it just to do it, in a sense of like I just had some music that was kind of on my heart that I wanted to put out, and I put out a couple singles that a lot of people vibed with, and they were like, hey, like can I get a visual from it? Can I do this? And I feel like it's kind of that time where I should put more effort into it. And
I totally agree with everybody who's been telling you that. I think you need to put visuals to a lot of stuff you've done in the past. I mean, think about it, man. We just got Juvenile putting the video to 400 degrees.
Right.
And this is what, 20, 25 years?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know the exact numbers, but literally 20 years later, we're just not getting the video. I remember that song dropped. I'm like, where the video at? And we never got it.
That's crazy.
And now we get it. So I think with some of the songs you've done in the past, it would be dope to see you do visuals for that, because I think that'll make the numbers move. Since we're talking about Drake, what's your spin on the Drake and Kendrick Lamar? As a writer, on top of that.
As a writer, I think first of all they both did something that the culture needed. Like battle rapping doesn't really happen anymore. What was the last real battle that people talked about? Drake and Meek, I guess. Drake and Pusha. It's kind of interesting that it all happens to revolve around Drake, but think of another rapper outside of him that had a beef that people talked about.
It's been a while.
Exactly. When it comes to those two, I mean, I feel Kendrick clearly was the winner.
Of course.
I think that Drake had a cool angle, but just didn't stick with it because he egged it on. He started strong and was like, what's up? Nah, we're not doing that. And was saying all these types of things, like did the impersonations of Tupac and and when I heard it, I was on it. I said, oh, this look at y'all light skins killing it right now. I call my little light skin crew. I hit them up. I said, I see y'all. You better.
Y'all in the group text.
Right. They won't admit it. I'm the captain, but you know, I'm just an honorary member. You know what I mean? Like the Tyrese to the group.
Oh, man.
But yeah, when Kendrick went to war, Kendrick went to war. Like, you can't have somebody drop a song and you respond in 45 minutes. And then wake up the next morning, there's another one.
Right.
And then
relentless.
Make an anthem. An anthem.
Bro, Crip walking back.
Bruh.
Strong.
The song started, I see dead people. What? First of all, what is that movie from?
6 Sense.
I'll wait. Where is Drake from?
Canada.
And what do they call that? The Six. That's what I'm talking about. Like that.
Hello, was it 6 Sense? Yeah. See, that's what I was thinking.
Exactly. But
yes.
That's that double, triple entendre type shit that Drake said, Kendrick, you better come with me. Look, Kendrick started the song, I see, and you listen, you be like, yo, I see that. What? Oh, like, I was in there like, Kevin Hart, oh my God, oh. And then the song started. Like,
yo, and I'm just not figuring this out.
Like,
Jesus. Bitch, I'm late. You see, I don't pay attention.
But that whole song is honestly like unnecessarily deep, to be honest with you. From I say unnecessarily deep because it's this song, but
everything that Kendrick dropped was deep. Like, there was a message. Like, when he broke down the whole Young Thug and Little Baby, 21 Savage, I was like, and the way he executed, the way he did,
right?
I was like,
and again, that's opinion, but that's also opinion that a lot of people had felt about. So he's the one that spoke about it.
I didn't even realize it until he said it. And then even then, I'm just like, it's the rap game. You know what I'm saying? However you put it out, the message out there, it is what it is.
And the same breath that you can't deny the fact that even though Drake did the things that he said, he has the ability to bring anything to the world.
Yep.
So when it comes to artists and things like that, like that artist might have been popping here, but you did a song with Drake, or Drake hopped on a song with you, and now you're popping here. You know what I mean? And you can't deny that fact, when it comes to that.
Facts.
So
Facts.
Again, but when it comes to that battle, yeah, Kendrick, that one.
Yeah. I mean, the video's doing views right now. Sexy Red lost to Tyler for the best new artist on BET Awards.
Okay.
It was a big discussion here,
I just like how you transitioned from Drake to Sexy Red.
You like that, didn't you?
Yeah, wait, what?
No, that's the radio in me.
You know what I mean?
But it's just crazy to see her lose to Tyler, which Tyler is a great artist in her own lane.
Right.
I made a comment, and I literally said at the end of my comment on Facebook, interesting. I wasn't saying Tyler's a bad artist.
Right.
But I also know how Sexy Red moved the club scene.
Okay.
Even last year. I remember being at Eden, and a white chick comes up to see Nasty, I forgot what Sexy Red song it was last year. And I had just a couple of days before knew exactly what song she was talking about. I was like, that's a bop. And it blew up. Tyler had the whole Instagram, TikTok, doing the whole shit. You even did a remix of her song.
Couldn't help it.
But it was that one song.
Yeah.
Sexy Red got 4 or 5 songs.
Right. So, you want my take on that?
Ding, 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 ding.
All right, so, am I a fan of Sexy Red? I don't know. I like her music, though. I think that she stays true to who she is, what she is, and, her music is consistent to that. And it makes, like you said, when it comes on in the club, it's a bop. When you listen to Tyler is from Africa. Mm-hmm. She's not just popping in the States. She's popping in the world. Mm-hmm. So you can't, when you compare those two, it's not the same. So I can understand why Tyler would get Best New Artist because of that. And did you listen to Tyler's album?
Yeah. I have listened to it.
I'm not going to lie. That album is fire.
No, it's a vibe.
But
also Afrobeats is a vibe.
That's the other thing. Afrobeats right now, that's exactly what I say. It's taking over everything.
Hello. And who started Afrobeats? Drake.
That's what we doing?
I'm listening to you talk, and I'm just dropping what is my opinion.
And again, you're not lying in a sense of Afrobeats was a thing. It was popping. It was already popping in Europe. It was already doing its thing. But again, bringing it to the stateside, it takes certain artists to collab with other artists in order for now the world to be on the same page.
Right.
That's why I did the remix to the Tyler track, because I like listening to certain tracks. And like you said, I do this often. If I hear a track and I'm like, yo, this is fire, this is what I would sound like on it. And I create the Z mix. That's what I call it. I call it a Z mix. And the reason why is because, one, either I came out with a remix and that remix was whack. And I was like, nah, I can do it. But let me reiterate my words. Not that it was whack, but it could have been
the Z mix.
It could have been a Z mix.
Z mix. Let's keep it like that.
And a lot of times, it's nice to kind of give a different perspective on a track because people relate to it different.
Okay.
Like you said, shout out to 94.1 for playing that. Mm-hmm. It was one of those things where I did something because I was passionate about it and somebody heard it and it was like, yo, nah, we need to play this. To the point where I'm washing dishes or minding my business. I was in Costa Rica and I'm getting a text message, oh, you on the radio right now? Nah, me, I'm in Costa Rica right now, but word? You knew. That's crazy.
Oh, damn.
So I say, yo, record it, post it, tag it.
Oh, man.
But I love doing that, because sometimes as writers, like it's kind of hard to come up with different concepts and different stories. But when you hear something like that, now you're giving me something that I could already work off of and watch what I do with it.
Gotcha. Yo, once again, man, this is NZ right here, straight from New York, living in Tampa right now. Before we get up out of here, bro, let everybody know what you got going on right now. Where are you working at right now?
So right now, I am one of the managers at Lepley's in Seminole Heights. It's backed by Tyler Lepley, Jovi, DMC Vibes.
Yeah.
It's a vibe. I mean, to say less of a better word. It's like a South American, Caribbean influence. If you want to have a good time, loungy feel, like that's the spot right now.
Yeah, shout out to Jovi, man.
For sure.
The whole team over there. I still haven't gotten over there yet. Yeah, Vibes. I haven't gotten there yet. I need to get there ASAP.
Yo.
Especially right now.
Say less.
So you working there, EP dropping sometime between now and the end of the year.
Yep.
How can they follow you on the socials?
NY_NZ on all platforms. That's Twitter or X, Instagram, and TikTok. Yeah.
And if you follow me, you can find them out.
Facts.
Retweet all this. Listen, man, thank you for tuning in to the Fuck With Me podcast.
Yes, sir.
Which will turn into a show.
Let's do it.
And we got big things popping. And this won't be the last time that you will see my brother NZ. Appreciate you, my boy. I always love her. There it is. Okay.